On December 5, 1945, 5 fighter planes took off from Florida on a training flight. All were experienced pilots, and their mission was to be short. However, a few hours later, messages over the radio signaled panic. The compasses aren't working. It's all ocean. We've lost our bearings. The pilots' voices grew increasingly desperate. We can't see where the sun is setting. Everything is chaotic, they said. Then the radio fell silent. They never responded again. 14 pilots and 5 aircraft vanished over the Atlantic. Furthermore, a rescue aircraft sent to search for them also disappeared in the same manner. No wreckage was found, not a single trace remained. This incident went down in history as Flight 19 and drew the world's attention to that mysterious region known as the Bermuda Triangle. So where is this mysterious region? It is located in the western Atlantic Ocean and is defined by 3 corner points: the city of Miami in Florida, the city of San Juan in Puerto Rico, and the Bermuda Islands. The vast region between these points is called the Bermuda Triangle. Its area is approximately 1.3 million square kilometers. Looking at the map, it may appear to be an ordinary stretch of sea, but throughout history, sailors and pilots who passed through here recounted extraordinary events. Compasses suddenly malfunctioning, unexpected storms, dense walls of fog appearing in the middle of the sea. All of this fueled rumors linking the area to supernatural forces. The mystery of the Bermuda Triangle is actually very old. When Christopher Columbus passed through this region on his first voyage to America in 1492, he wrote strange things in his logbook. He noted that his compass was not working correctly and that he saw unexplained lights in the sky. For centuries, sailors passing through these waters reported similar incidents. However, by the 19th and 20th centuries, stories of ships disappearing became more common. So much so that some captains described it as if the ships were vanishing into thin air when passing through here. Flight 19 became a turning point in the Bermuda Triangle legend. Newspapers wrote about this disappearance for days. Military records documented the pilot's radio communications. And when these documents were made public years later, the mystery grew even greater. After that day, the Bermuda Triangle became a phenomenon discussed not only by sailors, but by the entire world. Books were written, films were made, and television programs were produced. People began to debate whether this region truly possessed supernatural powers, or was simply the result of misinterpreted natural phenomena. After Flight 19, the disappearances continued. Commercial ships, small yachts, cargo planes, many vanished without a trace. In some cases, fuel drums or broken pieces of wood were found on the sea surface, but there was no ship and no crew. According to some reports, however, the ships were found completely intact. Their engines were running, dinner plates were on the table, but there was not a single person inside, just like the famous ghost ship, Mary Celeste. Such cases have fueled rumors that the Bermuda Triangle is not just a sea, but perhaps a gateway to another dimension. Following Flight 19, the Bermuda Triangle became the focus of worldwide fear and curiosity. But in reality, disappearances in this region date back much further. In 1918, the massive cargo ship USS Cyclops, belonging to the United States Navy, entered these waters with its entire crew of 309 and was never seen again. No wreckage, no radio calls, no distress signals were ever found. This went down in history as one of the greatest maritime disasters the United States had ever experienced in peacetime. In 1938, the British cargo ship SS Anglo-Australian disappeared. In 1963, the tanker Marine Sulphur Queen vanished, along with its 39 crew members. Over the years, hundreds of small yachts, planes, and fishing boats shared the same fate. The common thread was this: no wreckage, no signal, no trace. In addition to disappearances, ghost ship cases also added to the mystery. Empty ships were reported in the deep seas. One example that immediately comes to mind is the Carol A. Deering. When it ran aground off the coast of North Carolina in 1921, the ship was completely intact, but the crew had vanished. Dinner plates were still on the table. Personal belongings were in place. It was as if the people had suddenly vanished into thin air. Sometimes only fuel barrels or pieces of wood were found on the sea surface. However, the ship to which these pieces belonged was nowhere to be seen. Such stories fired the public's imagination and turned the Bermuda Triangle into the cursed region of the Atlantic. These mysteries led to supernatural explanations among the public. Some said that the Bermuda Triangle contained the remains of the sunken Atlantis civilization and that the lost ships were destroyed by this energy. Others believed that the region was a kind of time portal or a gateway to another dimension. Newspapers and magazines splashed these theories across their front pages. Especially in the 1960s and 1970s, the Bermuda Triangle became a phenomenon in popular culture. Books sold by the millions, and television documentaries were watched by millions. People sought explanations for compass malfunctions, sudden storms, and missing planes and ships and supernatural forces. However, supernatural explanations were not sufficient for scientists. Starting in the 1970s, oceanographers and meteorologists began researching the Bermuda Triangle. Some theories suggested that this region had sudden and powerful currents. The Gulf Stream, a warm ocean current, could carry small boats hundreds of kilometers away in a short time. In such cases, finding the wreckage of a ship that sank was nearly impossible. Another theory suggested that there were pockets of concentrated methane gas in the area. If methane suddenly escaped from the seabed, the water density decreased and ships sank without warning. This could explain why the ships disappeared without leaving any wreckage. Although scientific theories offer logical explanations, the Bermuda Triangle still holds its secrets. This is because it has been documented that radio contact was suddenly lost with some of the missing planes and ships. At this point, the Bermuda Triangle continued to exist both as a tragedy of real losses and as one of the most powerful legends of human imagination. While scientists point to natural phenomena, millions of people still see this place as mysterious and supernatural. In the 1970s, a DC-3 passenger plane disappeared over the Caribbean with more than 30 passengers on board. The plane vanished from radar 80 kilometers from the airport. Rescue teams searched for days but found neither wreckage nor any trace of the passengers. Another interesting case occurred in 2003. A small boat sent a signal from the Bermuda Triangle, but the connection was lost just a few minutes later. The last report from the boat was, "Everything is very strange. We are disappearing into the fog." The boat was never heard from again. Scientists attribute some disappearances to the rogue wave phenomenon. In this region, sudden 30-meter-high rogue waves can easily sink ships. For aircraft, they can create deadly storms. Another theory concerns the Earth's magnetic field. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the rare areas on Earth where compasses point to true north. This magnetic anomaly can cause pilots and captains to lose their bearings, especially in earlier times. Before navigation technology advanced, this could have led to fatal consequences. Today, satellite technology allows for much more detailed examination of the Bermuda Triangle. Some NASA reports indicate that electromagnetic anomalies have been detected in this region. In other words, natural magnetic storms capable of disrupting communication systems can occur. Additionally, in 2016, researchers discovered hexagonal cloud formations over the Bermuda Triangle. The sudden, powerful winds descending from these clouds can cause aircraft and ships to lose control. So part of the mystery may actually stem from the unpredictable power of nature. Despite all these scientific explanations, the Bermuda Triangle still appears as a mysterious black hole in our culture. Hollywood films, comic books, television series, and even computer games have repeatedly explored this topic. The Bermuda Triangle book, published in the 1970s, sold millions of copies. The documentaries that followed kept mystery hunters interested. Today, you can see the Bermuda Triangle everywhere, From YouTube videos to Netflix documentaries, the human mind is always fascinated by unexplained events. In conclusion, the Bermuda Triangle is both a region where real tragedies have occurred and a legend that sparks the imagination. Science explains most of these events through currents, storms, methane gas, and magnetic anomalies. But some disappearances still leave unanswered questions. Perhaps the Bermuda Triangle is one of the places that most sharply illustrates the boundary between nature and the unknown. No matter how much humanity advances technology, some of nature's secrets still remain shrouded in mystery, and that's why the Bermuda Triangle legend will live on forever. Who knows, maybe one day there will be another disappearance, and we'll ask the same question again. What is really happening in the middle of the Atlantic? Today, the Bermuda Triangle still attracts the attention of sailors, pilots, and tourists. In fact, thousands of planes and ships pass through this region safely every year. But still, surprising reports come in from time to time. For example, in 2009, a small private jet flying from Jamaica to Florida disappeared from radar for several minutes over the Bermuda Triangle. The plane eventually landed safely, but the pilot said, "It was as if time had frozen for a moment. My instrument panel completely froze." In 2015, a cargo ship sailing off the coast of the Bahamas, the El Faro, was caught in a major storm and sank. The wreckage of the ship was eventually found, but its disappearance reignited discussions about the Bermuda Triangle. These events show that the Bermuda Triangle still frightens and fascinates people even in the modern age. Scientists say that the Bermuda Triangle is not actually more dangerous than other areas. According to statistics, similar rates of disappearances occur in other parts of the Atlantic. But what sets the Bermuda Triangle apart is that the stories are much more dramatic. So reality and legend are intertwined here. People love mysteries, and every unexplained event adds to the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. Ultimately, whether you believe in scientific explanations or supernatural theories, the Bermuda Triangle remains one of the world's most famous mysteries. Perhaps the real truth is this: we humans always view the unknown with a mixture of fear and fascination, and the Bermuda Triangle is one of the places that most powerfully evokes these feelings.